Well, hello. I hope everybody's doing well. We've just had an interesting situation that we've been dealing with for like the past month, and I thought I would take a moment to say hello and kind of fill you guys in on something that we learned by going through this process. Now, if you own a vehicle and that vehicle has a windshield, as many of you may know, that windshield may get damaged. Rocks that fly up on the road, or things that fall from trees, or whatever. They may get cracks. But just because you have a crack in your windshield doesn't mean that that's where your leak is coming from. So if you have water coming into your vehicle, even if it seems like it's coming from the windshield, it may not be coming from the windshield. So, what's very important for you as a consumer and someone with limited funds like myself, what you need to understand is that you need to be certain where your leak is coming from before you request that your windshield be replaced. Or you may find yourself in a situation like us. Our situation was we had very minor damage to this vehicle. Just a couple of little spots with cracks. So we called our insurance company, our automobile insurance company, and they said, no worry. We're going to fix those cracks for you for free. You're not going to have to pay anything to fix these little cracks. So they have a specific company that they use. And I'm not going to say the name of that company because this could apply to many companies, this situation. So, and so they said, we've got a company that we use. We set up an appointment. I went to the office. And they did a repair where they filled in these cracks on the windshield. And it looked great. It looked like there was never a crack there at all. The windshield looked great. So I was very happy with the work that was done. Left and went on my way. And about a month later, we started getting a leak. It seemed like it was coming from the top of the windshield. So I'm telling my wife, I'm like, we recently had this repair work done. Seems kind of strange that our windshield is leaking now. I know that if they do any repairs, the repair is warranted. So, maybe this leak, this water is coming from something that they did, and they can fix it under the warranty. So we set up a warranty appointment for someone to actually come to our home this time and do the repair. So when the person came to our home to do the repair, we said, I told the repair person, I said, well, look, we had these places repaired, and now we have a leak, and so you should fix the leak under warranty. And he says, well, the warranty work, the repair service that we did would not cause the leak. So you're going to have to file another claim to get this leak fixed. And so I said, okay, well, if that's what we have to do, then that's fine, I understand. Because he said the whole windshield has to be replaced and the camera has to be calibrated. And so it's like a big deal. So we had to pay a $500 deductible and for him to replace the whole windshield. But we're thinking, okay, well, after this, the problem will be fixed. And even if it's not, hey, they have a lifetime warranty. They say they have a lifetime warranty on their work. So if it's not, then they'll just fix it. So he replaces the whole windshield. And after he replaces the whole windshield, we still have a leak. So my wife and I, what's going on? We still have a leak, and he's already replaced the whole windshield. And I'm like, don't worry. We have a lifetime warranty. Don't worry, we have a lifetime warranty. It's not going to be a problem. They're going to fix it. So we call up the shop and we tell them, look, we still have leak coming into our vehicle, and so we need to get this fixed. And I know it's under warranty. And so while we're setting up that next appointment, in between that phone call, setting up that appointment, and us driving the vehicle up there to be repaired, we get 2 rocks that hit the windshield, and they do damage. I don't know if you can see it. There's one here, and that's on the camera, and there's another one somewhere else. So in between, so when we show up to the appointment, because the windshield's still leaking, we've got damage on the windshield. So my wife shows up to the appointment, and we say, hey, we had the whole windshield replaced, it's still leaking. And the guy does a water test, and he says, oh, your leak is coming from the moonroof. It's not coming from the windshield. And you're gonna have to file another claim with your insurance company, because this damage that you have from these rocks, that's not covered under our lifetime warranty. And I'm like, wait a minute, we got to pay another deductible and have a whole new claim done when you shouldn't have even replaced the windshield the first time. Maybe I could live with you not doing your diligence and replacing the windshield the first time, if I known that you were going to replace it, like if it actually had a good warranty, to where if I had more damage, you were going to replace it. So, because eventually it's probably going to get damaged and it needs to be replaced. But now you're asking me to do a whole nother claim, and for me and the insurance company to pay for another windshield? No. So the big obstacle with resolving this was that the windshield repair company was trying to say that we had said that it needed to be replaced from rock damage. And so they weren't liable in making the decision, or they were saying that the insurance company had put it in as an order to be replaced because of rock damage, and they didn't need to be held responsible. But the reason why everybody was saying rock damage was because of the problem we initially had with the small repair. That's why everybody was listing rock damage. And I think the thing that finally won the case for us is the store manager. Before they do repair on a vehicle, they actually take pictures of the vehicle before they do repair. And he was looking at the before pictures of the vehicle, and he did not see any damage at all on the windshield. So he said, well, I don't understand. I'm having a conversation with a technician because I don't see how you can get called to a job site and you're replacing a windshield for rock damage and there's no damage on the windshield. He said that should have been a red flag before he started the process, and a seasoned installer would have seen that. And I explained to him that unfortunately, when businesses implement these designs and processes to where the liability falls on the consumer, then it makes technicians and people who are doing the work not do more diligence, because they don't have accountability if they make a mistake. You know, it's oh well, the customer decided to have this done, not us. So we just did what the customer said. You know, but like I explained to them, it's like I said, if I said that I had an oil leak and you came out and replaced my engine, and then I still had an oil leak and you said, oh, it's not the engine, it's the oil pan. Of course, there would be a problem. I don't see a difference with this when it comes to windows. But the repair company's stance is that they specialize in windows. So if the leak is coming from somewhere else, like a moonroof or a sunroof, they don't specialize in that. And so they're not going to diagnose those problems. But they will diagnose it if you bring your vehicle in under warranty and it's coming from that area. They'll diagnose it real fast. But if it's on the front end, they won't diagnose it before the work. You know, if a technician comes out to do a leak repair and is supposed to replace the whole windshield, they're just going to replace the whole windshield because, hey, that's where the money is. They're going to get the money. And then the liability is going to fall on the consumer. And then if there's a problem, they're like, well, it's because the consumer did something wrong. But then if the consumer tries to get the warranty done, they're going to try their best to prove that it's not under warranty. So buyer beware. I know this video was long, but I tried to explain this as simple as I can, and I really do think this is important information for you guys to get that out there. Hope you enjoyed or might help you in your life. As for me, I'm doing good. I feel good today. You know, it's a process. I mean, there's not to say there's not bad stuff, you know, going on. I mean, eating is really hard and creates a lot of problems, and that's where most of my problems come in is eating. Whenever I eat just a little bit, it kind of feels like my throat is closing up, and whenever my food is digesting, it's painful. It feels like the whole inside of my body is just bruised and raw. So that limits me on what I can do, and plus I just feel sick a lot of the times. But I'm feeling good right now, and I'm glad to have some time with you guys. It's good to see you guys again. Oh, don't forget, guys, still a Rosana representative. I've been using the Vibe device a lot lately for my tinnitus. I hadn't had tinnitus in a while, and then it kind of came back, and I had stopped using my Vibe, and I was like, why am I getting tinnitus? I haven't had it in so long, and I was like, well, I've stopped sleeping with my Vibe for a few weeks, and I've started using it again over the last few days, and I can see my tinnitus episodes already going way down. So I have a lot of faith in this product, and for those of you that have tried it, I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I have. And I'll leave a link for Rosana Health in the comments. I mean, in the description. So if you want to check out Rosana Health and the alternative health products that they offer, you can click on the link. And wherever you are, I hope that you're having a good day. Enjoy the day you have.